take the breast meat off the bird in one single piece. So what you do is you move through and you cut along the top of that keel bone and you push the meat over to the side and you keep cutting down all the way down until it comes off the bone. Okay. So if you do it right, you make another cut underneath the arm here. It should come right off the bird as one piece. See that? And then what you do from there is then you cut it with, you can use either a electric knife or a sharp knife again, and then you just make little cuts. Slices like sliced bread. Okay? And that's how I carve my bird. I use an electric knife, and I cut the pieces really, really fine. So if you like gravy on everything, it makes it really easy to eat. Now, what kind of fork am I using today? What's it made of? It's a plastic knife, right. And the reason why I use a plastic knife and a sharp knife, a plastic fork and a sharp knife, is that if I should inadvertently cut, if I cut into the knife or into the fork, it's not going to cause any problems. And I'm using a cutting board, the same idea. If I should touch the top of the countertop here, I'm hitting a cutting board, it's not going to hurt the knife or the cutting or the top of the surface here. So here is a bunch of meat here. You can see how nicely that's sliced up. You just slide the fork underneath, and there you are. Questions? Yeah, I think so. All right, now, how can I tell if this bird is a young bird or an old bird? I'm going to use my fingers here. I need to pull this off. Any question? Anything you can see here? This is the keel bone of the bird, and you can tell whether you have an old bird or a young bird by looking at the keel bone, because the keel bone is made up of hard bone, and then it has cartilage at the end. Okay, and we have one bird that had half of its breastbone was cartilage. This bird has only a smaller tip that's flexible. So this bird is actually older than the previous period's bird. We had like this much cartilage. This one is just that much. So this is an older bird compared to the bird we had before. And that's how you can tell. So young turkey, young hens that you see on the package, that's what they're talking about. Is this an old bird or a young bird? Younger birds are more tender. They're tender. Because the meat isn't mature. Okay? Questions? So you learned about two different ways of cutting or carving a bird. You learned a little bit about food safety, and you learned a little bit about calibration. If you do all of that well, everybody goes home happy and full. And that's the way it should be.